Hi, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson along with my partner Joel Klatt, and welcome to Salt Lake City. Folks, we've got a hot one for you tonight. This series dates back to 1922. 46 miles separates these two schools, and Joel, needless to say, there's no love lost between them.
And then there's so few opportunities as a college football player to play in games. There's only 12 a year, but there's even fewer opportunities to play in electric environments that are rivalry charged like this environment we have today. This is the biggest sporting event of the year in the state of Utah, in large part because there's no love lost between these proud programs and between these fan bases. It's pretty clear. You've got to choose red or blue, and it's that tension that manifests itself into this electric charged environment.
All right, one thing's for certain, when these two teams meet today, it's going to be physical.
Yes.
And for BYU on offense, that starts with their talented running back, Jamal Williams.
And the change of scheme. You know, Ty Detmer comes in as their new offensive coordinator, and they want to be a physical, pro-style, run-oriented team that starts with the rugged nature with which Jamal Williams runs the ball. And then they're relentless in their attack because Taysom Hill, the veteran quarterback, he can beat you on the outside as well. And what Utah is so fearful of is the yards after contact that Jamal Williams had last week against Arizona. Now, it's a bit of a different animal than facing Arizona because this dominant defense of Utah was terrific a week ago. No points allowed and only 158 total yards allowed. They're physical, they're mean, and they're led by one of the great defensive tackles in college football, Star Lotulelei's younger brother, Lowell Lotulelei. He's phenomenal up front.
All right, these two teams haven't met during the regular season since 2013, so guaranteed this crowd is going to be revved up as both teams prepare to take the field. And for more on this rivalry, let's go to the third member of our team on the sideline, Shannon Spink.
Hey there, Gus. Yeah, all week long, the rivalry has been in a slow simmer, and standing here around all this red right now, you can feel that it's about to boil over. You know, all week long, the Utah players have had past BYU games playing in their locker room, and some of the Utah players won't even drink the blue Powerade leading up to this game. But come on, what is a rivalry without a little trash talking? And we got that this week, courtesy of two guys. Tim Patrick for Utah, the senior wide receiver, when he was talking about the BYU defense, said, quote, "They're nothing special." And then when we spoke yesterday with Jamal Williams from BYU and asked him about the Utah defense, he kind of threw his head back, he laughed, and gave us the impression that he wasn't scared. Right, guys?
All right, BYU beat Arizona 18-16 in Glendale last week. Jake Oldroyd, the freshman walk-on, kicked a 33-yard field goal with 4 seconds left for the win. As for the Utah Utes, they beat Southern Utah here in Salt Lake City 24-zip last week. Their transfer quarterback, Troy Williams, threw for 272 yards and 2 TDs, and here come the Utes. Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City. Tonight is the 40th straight sellout for the Utah Utes. Perfect conditions, 82 degrees and sunny at kickoff time. This series dates back to 1922. Utah leads the series 55-31 with 4 ties. And Utah has won 5 in a row. Utah won the toss, deferred BYU to receive. Matt Hadley, Aleva Hifo back deep for the Cougars. Utah, BYU, the battle of the brothers underway. Short kick picked up at the 20-yard line. And this is El Bakri, who advances it close to the 35. So BYU, their offense on the field for the first time. Couple of things you want to know when the Cougars have the football.
Their quarterback is getting his second chance at a last chance in a second senior year. Taysom Hill, coming off a Liz Frank injury, didn't run a lot against Arizona last week, but this week against this rugged defense, he will have to run the ball on the outside. And defensively for Utah, Marcus Williams is a ball hawk. All conference a year ago. He's constantly around the football. 2 turnovers a week ago.
First down and 10 at the 33-yard line. Hifo lines up in the backfield behind Taysom Hill. Empty backfield now. Hill to throw on first down, far side, and picked off. First play. This is Tawatioli. Touchdown, Utah. 41 yards. Sunia. Tawatioli with the interception, return for the touchdown, and Utah on the board already.
They're trying to open up with just an easy completion. I love the call in a rivalry game, but that ball is way off of the frame of the wide receiver, Aleva Hifo, and Utah takes it in. Another interception for the Utah Utes. They were one of the best in the country a year ago. They have lived by turnovers defensively, and they get one on the opening snap of the game.
So Utah with the electric play on defense to start. Andy Phillips in for the extra point, and it's good, just like that. The Utes striking first blood. And this has been the problem for this BYU team against Utah.
Last year, when they faced each other in the Las Vegas Bowl, it was 5 turnovers on their first 5 drives. Led to a 35-0 lead for Utah. They tried to come back, but you can tell BYU has played well in these games outside of the turnovers. And on the first snap, that is crushing to the emotion of your sideline. And Taysom Hill knows better than that. Gus, a veteran.
This series discontinued a long-standing home-and-home series in 2013, but the two teams were paired in the 2015 Las Vegas Bowl, where Utah won a very strange 35-28 game. Utes forced 5 straight BYU turnovers and led 35-0 with 4.5 minutes still to play in the first quarter. So how do the Cougars react? Pickett to send it away. And this one out of the end zone.
Yes.
First down and 10 of the 25. Algie Brown, Jamal Williams in the split backfield with Taysom Hill. And they'll run it on first down. This is Jamal Williams, 162 yards rushing last week against Arizona. Talmo Apenu with the tackle for Utah.
It's a great way to go to try to calm down your offense and your quarterback. Give it to the guy who was so stable a week ago with close to 200 yards rushing.
A gain of 3 on first down. Second down and 7. Williams splits into the slot at the bottom of your screen. Pearson in motion. Here's Hill to throw it. Drops it off in the flats. Ball caught out of bounds. Colby Pearson, the senior from Blackfoot, Idaho, with the reception. A 2-yard pickup.
And here's a big opportunity. This is going to be the biggest throw for Taysom Hill since that opening one. We're going to see where his nerves are right away as the Utes try to get off the field.
Third down 5 at the 30-yard line. Colby Pearson now, the receiver, lining up in the backfield. Pistol formation. Taysom Hill out of the gun with time. Over the middle and incomplete. 3 and out for Utah. Hunter Marshall, the intended receiver. And that'll bring on Johnny Linehan to punt it away.
What you're going to see is they're going to actually drop some defensive linemen back into coverage, and that's going to confuse Taysom Hill. Right now, the open part of the field looks like it's over the middle, but then all of a sudden there's a linebacker, a defensive lineman dropped right in the lap of the wide receiver. Excellent call from Utah.
So Johnny Linehan will punt it away from the 16. Booby Hobbs back deep at his own 25 for Utah. This one angled toward the far side. Hobbs from the 20. Tries to make the first man miss. Tackled by the second man. A 50-yard punt and a 1-yard return coming up. Troy Williams, the junior college transfer. Junior captain of the Utes, ready to take the field. Things you want to know.
Well, for Troy Williams, transfers in from junior college. This is his first big environment as far as a rivalry environment goes. It's impossible to know how you're going to feel or operate. It's imperative that he stays calm and gets an early completion that's easy. Fred Warner, best player on the BYU defense. He's long, he's athletic, a linebacker that will be blitzing quite often early in the game.
First down and 15 at the 16-yard line for Utah. Williams throwing on first down, looks far side, has his receiver, loose ball. Can BYU jump on it? Yes, they do. 2 quick turnovers here in the first quarter. Kai Nakua with the fumble recovery.
Trying for that easy completion, just like BYU. But the second effort, there's the ball, comes out. That was number 13 who stripped it out. And then Nakua comes in. Nakua, a senior from Las Vegas, and he's always around the football. He's in the right spot at the right time for BYU there.
Francis Bernard with the strip.
What a great tackle from Bernard.
Raylan Singleton having that ball taken out of his hands. Now BYU with a chance to respond. They take over deep in Utah territory at the Utes' 29-yard line. First down for Taysom Hill. And Hill looks like a busted play. He'll eat it and be tackled for a loss.
Gus, the environment is overwhelming the players right now. So many mistakes early in this game.
Brian Allen comes up with the tackle.
Jamal Williams and Taysom Hill not on the same page in the backfield, and it's a busted play right from the start.
Second down and 14 at the 33-yard line. Let's see if Taysom Hill can settle his guys down. He'll throw it. Hill in trouble, rolls out of the pocket, throws on the run, and incomplete. Under pressure once again. Hunter Demick in his face. Demick, 16 career sacks, 8th most in Utah history. And that brings up third down and long.
And a great energy player up front. And this is exactly what BYU wanted to stay out of. Obvious passing down situations. This Utah defensive front seven, very good at getting to the quarterback.
Third down and 14. Cougars need to get to the 19-yard line for first down. Jamal Williams in motion out of the backfield. Taysom Hill drops it off. Near side, ball caught, but not enough for the first down. Mitchell Juergens with the reception.
Really solid coverage from Justin Thomas. They love to play man coverage, Utah does. Thomas was following behind Juergens, was in perfect position to knock him out of bounds.
So freshman walk-on Jake Oldroyd, who last week in his first career field goal attempt hit a 33-yard game winner. This one from 42 yards away. And they fake it out of the pocket. The ball thrown and complete. First down, BYU at the Utah 15.
Corbin Kaufusi, the defensive end, rolls out as the tight end, number 90. He was on BYU's basketball team. His first year playing football. He's right on the right side of your screen. There he is. And he's just going to slip out of the right flat and an easy completion for a first down. You got to love the aggressive nature for head coach Kalani Sitake. First-year head coach, formerly a longtime assistant under Kyle Whittingham at Utah. And Whittingham hates what he sees.
Steve Kaufusi, his dad is the defensive line coach for BYU. So first down and 10. Hill in trouble, stripped, and he'll pounce on the ball at the 30-yard line. Marcus Williams with pressure. Taumo Apinu in the backfield as well.
They're so aggressive, and they get after the football so well. A year ago, 34 turnovers total. That was best in the Pac-12, second in the country. Whenever they've got you dead to rights, they're coming after that football.
So a loss of 12 on the play. Second down and 22 at the 28-yard line. Jamal Williams running right, tries to cut it inside. And he'll get close to the 25. Chase Hansen with first contact.
Gus, if I'm Ty Detmer here, I'm thinking about just giving it to Jamal Williams. Too much is going wrong right now when Taysom Hill has the ball in his hands, whether it's in the backfield with the zone read with the quarterback or even throwing it down the field. I think it might be time to play for a field goal attempt and hand it to Jamal Williams, number 21.
Williams with 162 yards rushing last week against Arizona. Third down and 20. Ball at the 26. Hill to throw it. Looking in the corner and incomplete. Closest man to the football, Mitchell Juergens. So let's see if BYU will attempt the field goal. Yes, Oldroyd back on the field. I don't think they'll fake it this time.
I don't think so, and I think Utah will definitely be prepared for it after the last attempt.
A 43-yard attempt for Jake Oldroyd. Got it up. Smooth delivery, and it's good. This kid's a walk-on. They say that they didn't know his name prior to that big field goal last week. They know it now. Beautiful sight here at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Close to 50,000 in attendance. 40th straight sellout. And how about this young man, Oldroyd? Back-to-back field goals last week. It was a game winner against Arizona. Nails a 43-yarder. His mother, Jennifer, tweeted after he kicked the big field goal last week, "My son just made the game-winning field goal for BYU. P.S. I have other kids and I love them just as much." As Utah brings it up, and they'll be stopped inside the 15-yard line. First down and 10 to the 28. Play fake underneath, ball caught. And this time it's Harrison Handley, the tight end, as he crawls forward and picks up 8 yards.
And Handley is their top returning receiver. They've got to replace their 3 top receivers from a year ago. Their quarterback, their running back, Devontae Booker. So lots of offense they're trying to replace right now and find a rhythm. They didn't have it last week against Southern Utah, and early they have the fumble, but here they're starting to establish on the second series.
Devontae Booker now with the Denver Broncos. Second down and 2 at the 36. They'll hand it off to Williams straight ahead. And Williams coughed it up. Second time in 2 weeks that he's fumbled the football. And BYU says that they have it. And they do. Harvey Longy with an incredible hit. And Joe Williams once again with a fumble.
Longy comes all the way over. He was lined up as the right defensive end, and he slides all the way down the line of scrimmage, and then he puts his helmet right on the football. This is textbook. Bang! See how he gets his helmet all the way down by the waistline, knocks the football out, and Joe Williams, who had 2 fumbles against Colorado late last year, now fumbles for the second straight week in this season.
4 fumbles in the last 5 games for Williams after he fumbled last week. First down and 10. Inside handoff. El Bakri. And he'll be tackled for a loss. Tassini there for the Utes. And you always talk about this front 7 with Utah. These kids are as tough as nails,
yes,
made out of concrete.
And I tell you what, they take after the character of their head coach. That's the way Kyle Whittingham wants to build his team. He wants to forge his team off the defensive front 7, and they have been fantastic the last couple of years. Kyle doesn't like something. It looks like he might want to take a timeout.
Second down and 8 at the 24 for BYU. Here's Hill to throw it again. Sideline, incomplete.
There's that man coverage. Reginald Porter draped all over the wide receiver. So difficult to find space or separation in the passing game. And now here Utah has another chance to get off the field.
3rd down and 8. BYU 1 of 4 on 3rd down conversions. 5:15 to play in the first quarter. The battle of the brothers. 46 miles separating these two schools. Empty backfield for Hill. He'll let it fly. Steps up. Delivers. And incomplete. That one thrown high, intended for Mitchell Juergens. Looked like he was open. Marcus Williams covering.
Well, I thought Taysom Hill had him here, but it was the drop of the linebacker. He had to throw it over the linebacker and high, and that's when Williams closes down and hits Juergens. That was legal. Excellent legal hit from Marcus Williams.
Jake Oldroyd already good from 42 yards away. He's wearing his high school cleats. Good luck, he says. Second attempt today, and it's perfect. This young man is smooth. 7-6 Utah. Interesting start to this game. 3 turnovers already. 2 for Utah, 1 for BYU. As you take a look at the time of possession so far, Oldroyd will kick it away for BYU. Burgess and Blackman back deep for Utah. This one short. Fielded at the 15-yard line by Julian Blackman. And a flag on the play as he crosses the 30-yard line. First down and 10 of the 16 for Utah. And they'll hand it off around the corner. They sweep. And this time it's Kyle Folks with the carry, and he'll gain 7 yards.
This is a 4.40 guy. He's the second fastest Ute on the team, and you got to imagine that they're going to try to get other people touches. Joe Williams now with the fumble problems. You'll probably see number 4, Troy McCormick, in the game. 5'9", 178 pounds as the tailback, and he is going to be in the game.
Last week, after Williams fumbled against Southern Utah, he did not return to the game. 2nd and 3 at the 23. This time it's McCormick. He's a speedster, breaks a tackle, gets down the sideline, knocked out of bounds as he crosses the 35 by Micah Hanneman. And he has a burst.
There's a flag at the end of the play, and Whittingham is not happy about it.
After the play was over, unnecessary roughness, number 72 of the offense. That'll be a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. 3rd down.
There's Bowles.
First down.
And he's blocking Harvey Longy, number 21, way down the field, and he got him a bit late.
Coming up, the second quarter from Salt Lake City, right after this. Here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Close game so far, 7-6. Utes on top of the Cougars. First down and 10 at the 24 for Utah. Williams firing it deep down the field. And incomplete. Good coverage by the Cougars. That ball intended for Tyrone Smith, but right there, Michael Davis running stride for stride with him.
And Michael Davis originally came to BYU as a wide receiver, but converted as a freshman, and you can tell he's got that wide receiver background, because as soon as he flips his head around in coverage, he's almost running the route for the wide receiver. Just terrific coverage so far in this game from number 15, Michael Davis.
Davis with great size too. He's 6'2", close to 200 pounds. 2nd and 10 at the 24. Zach Moss in the game at running back. Play fake. Williams, quick strike underneath, and he's got his receiver at the 40-yard line. Moiahi, the backup tight end, senior, with the grab. Gain of 15.
They're going to bring the pressure, and Troy Williams does a great job. Watch him just replace the blitz with the ball. That's just textbook quarterback play, an easy completion. He remains calm, and guess where that ball is? Right on the frame of the wide receiver. Excellent play.
First down. Williams, play fake, deep drop, steps up, fires and intercepted at midfield. Nakua down the sideline, hurdles, and out of bounds. A flag on the play, though. At the 37-yard line, Kai Nakua, his 10th career interception.
Following the interception, illegal block below the waist, number 13 of the intercepting team. That'll be a 15-yard penalty, first down, BYU.
That's Francis Bernard, but more importantly, Kai Nakua with his 10th career interception. He had one last week against Arizona, back-to-back weeks with a pick.
And he's just reading the eyes. He settles down perfectly, and he just waits for the route to fall in his lap. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. There's man coverage being played on the outside, and he just settles off when he didn't have a man to cover and reads the quarterback. And then on the return, here's the block late. There's number 13 as he goes down low. That's Francis Bernard, the sophomore from Harriman, Utah. And that'll bring it all the way to the other side of the 50 for BYU's offense.
First down and 10 to the 38. And Williams, this time he'll run it outside. Keeps on his feet and finally steps out of bounds inside Utah territory.
Now, Gus, that's only his 6th carry of the game. They got to continue to give him the ball because he's the type of back that can wear a defense out. You don't want to tackle a guy like Jamal Williams because he runs with such purpose and passion.
6 carries, 34 yards for Williams. First down at the 45. This one slung to the near side. Juergens gobbles up the football at the 40. Very nice catch as Justin Thomas brings him down.
And they've increased their tempo. They're going a little bit faster. Now they'll huddle up. But they were trying to get the Utah defense on their heels a little bit by snapping the football very quickly. And they've done a nice job of that for the coordinator, Ty Detmer.
2nd and 4 after the 6-yard gain. Hill running it. First down and more. Down the sideline. Flag on the play. Touchdown BYU, 39 yards. Let's see if it stands. And it will. No flag.
Well, here's the zone read, and they're just going to put Taumoi Penu, number 50, the defensive end, in a bind, and he squeezes down ever so slightly, and Taysom Hill has the athleticism to get all the way outside and beat him to the corner. What they're going to review is if he stayed in bounds right there with the left foot and then the right as he was trying to tiptoe down the sidelines on his way to the end zone.
You can't tell from that angle. Right there, you never know.
So difficult on the far sideline. This will be a much better look. That looks in. That looks
out.
It does, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Boy,
but
that's close.
Can you really tell, though? Ruling on the field is a touchdown.
I thought his left foot was in, and then that right foot right there. Gus, I don't think that they can overturn it. That one's in.
Oh, it's in.
That should stand.
Some fancy footwork for Taysom Hill. BYU goes 80 yards in 5 plays after just 64 yards in nearly 2 quarters. Extra point by Oldroyd is good. And with 4:06 to go in the 2nd quarter, the Cougars take a 13-7 lead. All right, thank you very much. 13-7. Utah at one time leading at 7-6, but they've turned the ball over 4 times, and BYU finally making them pay. And as for Taysom Hill, he leads all active FBS quarterbacks in rushing coming into this game with 2,249 yards. Hill with 39 yards rushing in this game. With that big TD, now Troy Williams will be called upon after throwing 2 interceptions in the first half to step up his play.
And we've seen Taysom Hill make mistakes and calm himself down and lead his team down for a score, and we'll see if Troy Williams can do the same on this series.
Corey Edwards to send it away. Burgess and Blackman back deep. And Utah starts from the 12. Terrell Burgess. And a fumble. But Utah covers it up. 13-7 BYU. Cougars have forced 4 turnovers. And this is the first time Utah has had 4 turnovers in a game since 2013 at USC. And Tyrone Smith being walked back into the locker room. First down and 10 at the 27. McCormick with daylight. McCormick trying to get outside and has to be tackled from behind at the 42-yard line by Fred Warner. A 14-yard gain.
Really love his burst. He's got good speed through the line of scrimmage. Missed the entire season with an injury a year ago, but you know, that speed, it's not just quickness. He runs a 4.4. I mean, he can flat get after it. And this is a guy that's going to get the bulk of the carries. Last week, Joe Williams fumbled, was benched the rest of the game. Troy McCormick got the bulk of the carries. It's happening again.
110 all-purpose yards against Southern Utah for Troy McCormick. First and 10 at the 41. This time it's Fulks. And he gets clobbered as he crosses the line of scrimmage. Some hard hitting going on. Pau, the middle linebacker, with the tackle.
That's the second time we've seen Pau come up and just lay the lumber. I mean, this guy hits. You've heard, you love boxing, right, Gus?
Yes, I do.
Guy with heavy hands.
Joe Frazier.
Butch Pau has a heavy head. I mean, he comes. I mean, it's like pow. It's like his helmet is full of cement.
Well, you can't tackle with his head. That would be targeting.
Don't get me started on that. This is football, baby.
Second down and 6 at the 45. McCormick, first down and more. I tell you what, this kid has some natural giddy up to him.
I like his vision as well. Finds the space on the right side. This line starting to really gel now. They did not think that the offensive line played well last week. In fact, they were all over him all week. They made him practice full speed 4 times. 4 different days in full pads this week, getting ready for BYU, and you can see that starting to pay off.
First down and 10 at the 43. Zach Moss in for McCormick. Moss running the ball. This time he stood up and driven backwards. He gains 2 yards on the play. Guess who? Butch Pau again.
He's been everywhere. He led them in tackles a week ago, and Pau is playing tremendous again here today. And this defense is getting its footing a little bit, and they've been very opportunistic. Every time that Utah has made a mistake, they've been able to capitalize.
Second and 8 at the 41. Williams to throw this time. Quick strike, and he has his tight end, Harrison Handley, the junior from Sandy, Utah, and he'll pick up 12 yards.
They continue to catch BYU trying to get aggressive in these blitzing scenarios. Here comes the blitz off the left side, and as Troy Williams sees it, he pulls that ball out and he just delivers it to his tight end for an easy completion and an easy conversion. A nice job there from Williams.
First down and 10. Utah getting closer again, but can they pay it off? Trailing 13-7. Turnovers has been a problem for this team. 4 in the first half. And a no! McCormick, that one slipping out of his hands. And I know Kyle Whittingham is getting grayer and grayer by the moment. Troy Williams, the junior college transfer for Utah, trying to do some tremendous things to close out this first half. Second down and 8 at the 30. Here's the handoff to Zach Moss. Moss runs into a pile. Harvey Longy in on the play, and they really love his motor.
Well, switching positions, you know, he's normally a linebacker, but Utah here is going to get right up to the line of scrimmage and try to operate quickly here inside of 30 seconds.
Third down and 6 at the 28. Here's a handoff, Moss. And he'll pick up a first down. I like that name. They're going to call
I knew you would. I knew you would. Tony Sataki telling his defense
10th play of the drive. This started at the 27-yard line. Here's Williams with time. Throws. Caught. Touchdown, Utes. Tim Patrick. And Troy Williams threw a frozen rope.
And gets the compliments of the coaching staff for it. You could tell after the timeout, you knew that they were going to want to take a shot with one timeout left. They were in field goal range and on the money for a touchdown to their big wide receiver, Tim Patrick.
Extra point up and good. Just like that, Utah reclaims the lead. Wasn't the best first half. However, they head into the locker room with the lead. Utah is 61-2 when leading at the half since 2007, the best record in the nation. 14-13, our halftime score from Salt Lake City. Let's check in with Shannon.
Coach Whittingham going into the locker room with at least a positive spot on this first half. What concerns you most about what you've seen so far, though?
We can't hang on to the football. We're throwing interceptions. We put it on the ground probably 7 times, and that's the whole key. To be up by 1 after turning it over 4 times is miraculous. Credit to our defense.
The guys knew you would have something to say about that, but I want to talk about your quarterback real quick. What do you think about some of the decisions that he's made?
Well, we got to take care of the ball, particularly in the red zone. Cannot turn it over in the red zone. That was absolutely critical.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Halftime here at Rice-Eccles Stadium with the score Utah 14, BYU 13. Right now, let's send you to Rob Stone in the studio. We're ready for the second half with the Utes on top of the Cougars 14-13. Gus Johnson along with Joel Klatt, and when you look at the first half, partner, neither quarterback played their best half of football, but they did show resiliency.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the best attributes that a quarterback can have is that resiliency to come back from mistakes. And we saw both players do that, both Taysom Hill early as well as Troy Williams late.
So Utah, after scoring the touchdown late in the second quarter, will get the ball to start the second half. What do you expect to see from them? The biggest story concerning the Utes in the first half, as Kyle Whittingham said, they couldn't take care of the football. 4 turnovers in the first half.
The things that worked for Utah in the first half. First and foremost, Troy McCormick running the football. He didn't lay it on the turf, and he had good bursts through the line of scrimmage. And then the short passing for Troy Williams over the middle, using the tight ends and the slot backs. I expect that's where they're going to attack BYU early in this third quarter.
So Utah to receive. Burgess and Blackman back deep. And actually, this is Booby Hobbs bringing it out of the end zone. And Hobbs gets up to the 14-yard line. So Troy Williams back on the field. Let's go downstairs to Shannon.
Well, guys, Kalani Sitake is one of the most positive people that you will ever meet, and that positivity continued. I just asked him why they really weren't able to develop a rhythm in their offense, and he said, hey, listen, Utah's a great defense. It's a long game, though, very positive. He wouldn't tell me exactly what adjustments are going to make offensively, but, hey, guys, hold on, because he said, be ready for anything. We saw that fake field goal. He said, we want to win the game, and we'll do whatever it takes, so there might be something up their sleeve.
All right, thank you very much. First down and 10 at the 14. Here's Troy Williams firing deep on first down. Caught! Tim Patrick again with a huge reception. Diane Lake makes the tackle. But what a soft ball by Troy Williams.
I love what they do here is they attack the smallest corner that BYU has. Diane Lake's only 5'11", and Tim Patrick is 6'5". So what do? You send him down on a streak route. Excellent call.
That's a 39-yard gain. First and 10, Utah. Williams again, up the sideline again. Tim Patrick almost made a spectacular catch. He says he was held.
He's complaining because Lake had his right arm and he was holding it. Watch the hand fighting, and he kind of grabs that arm. You see that? And he prevents him from going after it with 2 hands. He immediately looks at the official right here. There's the hook on the wrist. And he has to go try to catch that ball with 1 hand.
Even Troy Williams wanted a flag thrown on that play. Second down and 10. At the 33, Utah coming out in the second half, guns blazing. Here's a handoff. Joe Williams back in, and he'll get to the 30. So coaching staff for Utah showing some confidence in Joe Williams, putting him back into the game.
He's the fastest Utah player. Runs 4.3. He's a home run hitter. He's their best back. That's just his one Achilles heel. He puts the ball on the turf too often. They've tried to teach him by benching him. Now trying to instill some confidence in Joe Williams by putting him in a big spot, a one-point game in a rivalry game in the third quarter.
Fastest 40-yard dash on the team, 4.35. Transferred from Connecticut, 3rd down and 7 at the 30. Williams steps up, looking, lost it, picked it up, and he'll go down at the 30-yard line. Harvey Longy with the tackle. I'll tell you what, Kyle Whittingham must be like, there must be some grease on the football.
I mean, he's got to be beside himself because this is going to be a huge play as he decides to break out of the pocket right here. He's got all day to run on the left side. The ball pops out of his hand, and now they're forced into a field goal.
So Andy Phillips comes in to attempt a 48-yard field goal. Mr. Automatic. It's good. Augustus would be proud. 17-13. Utah with the lead. There's Andy Phillips. He and his wife Megan welcomed their second child yesterday. That's his big boy Maximus, and the little guy Augustus Gus Phillips. I couldn't think of a better name than name a child.
I saw him before the game, and as he was warming up, and just went over and said, hey, congratulations. My wife and I have one on the way, so I know the excitement of what's going on. I have 2 boys myself. And he looked at me and beamed and said, thank you. And he wanted to tell me all about it. They were going to be induced this Monday, but Megan went into labor, and they had the baby.
Is he at the game? Is Gus here?
No, he's got to still be at the hospital.
Thought that maybe he'd want to make an appearance to
come meet you.
Watch his old man play a little football. First down at the 30. Jamal Williams. And Williams gets to the 32-yard line before being knocked out of play. And they keep going at this young man tonight.
They do, and he just got away with a face mask right in front of the BYU bench. Peter Taumuipinu, as he's going to come tackle Jamal Williams with his right hand right there. And he pulls the face mask down, and no flag was thrown. That's a miss by the officials, and something that really could have jump-started this BYU drive.
2nd and 8. Hill. And picked off again. Wow, out of bounds. But the Utah defense coming up big once again. Reginald Porter plucking it out of the air.
Hill's trying to go back to that back shoulder throw that he just made so beautifully 2 plays earlier. But the problem is, Kurtz wins inside. See, he's running inside. You cannot throw back shoulder when your wide receiver has inside leverage. Cardinal sin for a quarterback. A veteran Hill has to know that. He kind of blindly throws that out there. If he leads him down the middle of the field, he's probably going to have a big completion there, but another turnover, and this Utah defense, another huge play.
7 turnovers in this game. 4 for Utah, 3 for BYU. Utah with the ball at the 28. Williams rolls out the pocket, sets up, looks. Oh, what a catch and interception by Francis Bernard.
There is a flag out late on the play as Kalani Sitake is going crazy with his defense.
Rolling on the field is an interception by BYU. After the interception, personal foul, number 27 of BYU, targeting. That play is under further review.
That's Austin McChesney.
Austin McChesney is playing safety. He goes back and takes Kai Nakua's spot. And as we see the interception being made, unbelievable catch. There is the hit on number 4, Troy McCormick. And that's when the flag comes out. Here's the hit, shoulder up high, and immediately the flag came out. McChesney can't believe it, but Sataki only saw the interception.
So now Utah with the football. BYU with the football at their own 3-yard line. And Jamal Williams crushed as he hits the line of scrimmage.
This Utah defense has answered the bell time and time again tonight.
Awatiole with the tackle for the Utes.
And now this crowd into it. BYU backed up. It's the perfect time to go on 2. A hard cadence if you're a quarterback trying to get 5 free yards.
2nd and 10 at the 3. 2nd and 10 for BYU. Hill over the middle. He's got a receiver. And Marshall just drops the football. He was wide open with nothing but green grass in front of him.
They had a total breakdown in coverage because it looked like Hill might escape the pocket like he wanted to run. As he's sitting in, he wants to go right, then he kind of pulls the ball down, and Marshall's wide open. Ball hits him right in the chest. It's going to be a huge play for BYU to get out of the shadow of their own end zone. This goes right through his hands.
Third down and 10. Here's Hill again, throwing out of his own end zone. Drops it off. And this is Hefo. Will fight to the 10-yard line. There's a flag, though, on the play. On the near side, inside the 5-yard line at about the 2.
I didn't think BYU was set when the snap occurred.
Illegal shift on the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So you were absolutely right, partner. BYU not set now. They'll have to punt it away.
About this Utah defense answering the bell again. We've seen it time and time and time again. Ty Detmer, he had the right play call dialed up. Marshall drops the ball and Utah gets off the field.
So the Utes with a chance at great field position. Red Ullman comes in to punt. He's about 7 yards deep in his own end zone. Ruby Hobbs, the return man. Hobbs comes up. Lost it! BYU ball again! Incredible! And the Cougars have it.
Wow. Mistakes in every facet of the game for Utah.
Moving on the field is a muff punt recovered by BYU. 1st down.
Ruby Hobbs muffing it. Michael Davis, Johnny on the spot, scoops up the football.
Gus, what was so odd is normally you see him actually just drop the punt, but he catches the punt. And then when he goes to take his first step, that's when it finally falls out of his arms. Kyle Whittingham has got to be beside himself. 6 turnovers for the first time since 2013. That's a night in which they played UCLA right here.
So BYU with the ball at their own 49. They'll pitch it. Jamal Williams, stutter stepping, gets through the hole and crosses into Utah territory.
You start to wonder how many times this Utah defense can answer the bell. How many times can they be put in a precarious situation and continue to come back and put together quality efforts? They start very well on this series. Getting Williams to the ground, and BYU is going to take this thing to the quarter. Wow. I haven't seen a quarter like that in quite some time, my friend.
No question about it. 17-13, heading to the fourth. 2 interceptions, 3 fumbles, a muffed punt for Utah, and the Utes still leading by the score of 17-13 over BYU.
9 combined turnovers. BYU has 3 of their own. We've got 2 ejections that have happened. Kai Nakua being the main one, the starting captain, safety for BYU. 14 combined penalties. It's been quite the night so far.
The Cougars, though, with the football at the Utah 47. Taysom Hill. He'll throw it up the sideline. Back shoulder incomplete. Out of bounds as Mitchell Juergens couldn't keep his feet in bounds. And Jamal Williams being looked at on the BYU sideline. 58 yards rushing.
He's their energy. He's their spark plug. Not in the game. This is going to fall on Taysom Hill, the senior, the veteran, the leader of this Cougar offense.
3rd down and 6 at the 47. Squad, the backup running back in the game for the Cougars. Here's Hill under pressure, drops it off underneath, and that'll be a 1st down for BYU.
Okay, here's the clear out. 84 and 3 are going to clear out. Now 87, Juergens, he comes in. Watch this left knee right there. I think it does hit the turf.
After further review, the receiver's knee was down when he caught the pass. It'll be 4th down at the 45-yard line, position 5 on the field.
So Kalani Sitake has a decision to make now. What do you do on 4th down and short?
With all the mistakes that Utah are making, I have to take into account the nature of the game. I'm pinning them deep, and I'm going to trust my defense at this point. I'm sending my punt team out, and I'm going to try to put them inside the 10-yard line and make life difficult on the junior college transfer, Troy Williams.
That's exactly what they'll do. Is Johnny Linehan trots out. He'll punt it away from the 46th punt of the night for BYU. Booby Hobbs, who muffed the last punt at the 10. Hobbs has it inside the 10-yard line. 17-13 Utah. Utes with the ball now. 14:08 to go in the 4th. And they'll hand it off to Moss with a lot of running room. Moss breaks the tackle, crosses the 25, gets up to the 28, a 17-yard gain. Matt Hadley finally brings him down.
And both hands on the ball, even down the field. Ball security becoming such an issue. You know it's being preached on the sideline after all the turnovers that Utah has had tonight, 6 of them. But a great 1st down play. Now they're all the way back within the chains. A very easy situation here, 2nd and short, which usually, Gus, means you want to take a shot down the field.
2nd down and 3. Quick strike, near side, Simpkins, 1st down, Utah.
Sometimes it's just one run. It's one play that can spark your offense and get it in rhythm. It's like that old car. You know, you don't know if it's going to start, but then all of a sudden it kind of turns over and you're like, now we're in business. That's what that one run does for you as an offense. It seems like they found a little rhythm here.
1st down Utah at the 32. Moss finds a crease. Lolile with the stop.
And if nothing else, with how great their defense has been playing. You know what this series has done so far? Changed field position. Gotten out of the shadow of their own end zone. And now, even if they are forced to punt, you're going to force BYU to go the length of the field if you're giving them the ball back.
Remember, turnovers a big story in this game. Moss. 9 total turnovers. 6 for Utah, 3 for BYU.
Great offensive line play, and they're starting to get some movement. That's 68, J.J. Dielman, the center. He moved from right tackle. He's their best and most experienced offensive lineman. He gets a great block at the point of attack and allows his guard to go up and get a block in the linebacker. They're starting to win up front for the running game.
Tim Patrick, the receiver at the top of your screen. He's made some big catches today. 3rd down and 2. We'll hand it off to Moss, looking for the first down. He has it and more. As he gets to midfield, Moss, some hard running. Pau finally brings him down after a 10-yard gain. 8 carries, 52 yards for Zach Moss.
Boy, you gotta love what this true freshman is giving the Utah Utes right now. He's giving them ball security, he's giving them energy, rugged, tough, physical running down the field, and he's moving the chains. Zach Moss, unheralded hero right now for this offense in this series.
Look what he's done on this drive. 4 carries, 35 yards. First down at midfield for Utah. Moss again. He'll pick up 4.
Take a quick breather. Joe Williams is now going to enter the game. So Williams, who fumbled earlier, will be the running back for Utah as this offensive line has established themselves and they're running the ball very well.
2nd and 6 at the BYU 46. Williams with a first down. And Williams finally slung down at the 39 after the 7-yard gain. Matt Hadley with the tackle. No secrets here. Smash mouth football by the Utes.
It is, in 74. Uatafe gets a great block right there, and Williams jumps out of the way. Then he finds the hole, and he gets upfield. This is the rhythm that they've been looking forward to all season long, is allowing these big 5 offensive linemen to start getting off the ball and own the line of scrimmage.
10th play of the drive that started at the 10-yard line. Joe Williams. And for a man that's fumbled the ball twice in 2 weeks, I tell you what, Kyle Whittingham and his coaching staff really showing some strong support for this young man.
They are. And this takes a lot of mental fortitude, I got to tell you, because confidence is a fickle thing, and it can leave you in a breath as a player. And Jim Harding, the offensive coordinator, allowing Joe Williams to be a factor here in the 4th quarter of a rivalry game after these fumble issues shows that they believe in his mental fortitude.
They need him. 2nd and 5 at the 22. Moss gets inside the 20. A 3-yard pickup.
You know, now in field goal range with Andy Phillips over there, they got to get this stop based on clock.
Turning out to be a back-breaking drive for BYU. They can't get off the field.
14 plays, 71 yards, going on 8 minutes and 42 seconds.
3rd down and 2. Williams, Moss leaning forward, and he has it. Another first down for the Utes. Kalani Sitake, former defensive coordinator for Utah under Coach Whittingham. They're very good friends. They played golf together in the offseason. Usually they talk once a week. Not this week. First and 10 of the 16. Williams pulls it. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage.
This is a discouraging moment, right? You know, this is the type of a defense that is very proud. They played so well all game against Arizona last week, and then right at the end they gave a big touchdown to Nick Wilson, and they were bailed out by their offense. And now in the most important situation in this game, they've allowed a championship style drive from Utah. I mean, when you know that they're going to try to run the football and they're still running the football, this can be demoralizing, and we'll see if Utah continues to pound away with the run game.
17th play of the drive that started at the 10-yard line. Play fake, Williams throws, caught, and his receiver down. That's Moiahi, the tight end. Had to go down to get it, his knee touching the ground.
Surprised they threw a pass there, to be quite honest, but they do get back within the chains.
It's almost like a run, that pass.
It is. It's kind of that run pass option that we talk about, where he can either hand it off, run it himself, or throw it to his tight end in the flat. But now it's the big call. I think they've got to put it on Troy Williams' shoulder here. I think they've got to throw the ball again.
This is the 5th third down Utah has faced on this drive. They need 5. Williams drops it off in the flats. Joe Williams close to a first down. Let's see where they mark the football. And they'll measure.
As the corner looks inside, Gus, they just sneak the running back out to the right. And Williams gets it right on the numbers. Perfect throw from Troy Williams. And Joe is out of bounds right at the 6.
Well, he sent his quarterback back on the field. Troy Williams under center.
That's exactly what they don't have a play called, Gus. He's going to stand up and call a timeout. Takes the delay game.
Delay a game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Worth the try. Worth the try.
It's worth the try, you bet. And great job by BYU from Kalani Sitake and his defense to not jump and give him a free first down. And the reason that the delay a game doesn't hurt you is because of the wide hash marks in college football. The closer you get, the more difficult the angle. So if you give him 3 yards back, this becomes an easier kick because of the angle for Andy Phillips.
Andy Phillips in to attempt a 29-yarder. And good. Phillips does his job. 20-13. But here come the Cougs. Utah sending it away. Hayes Hicken kicks it off. And BYU will take a knee. So Taysom Hill. First down and 10 at the 25. Hill over the middle and incomplete. Laulu Putatau dropping that football. Second down and 10 at the 25. No Jamal Williams in the game right now. We saw him being worked on the BYU sideline. Algie Brown in the backfield. Here's Hill. Looking. Scrambles out of the pocket. Takes it himself. And gets out of bounds with a first down. Let's go downstairs to Shannon.
Yeah, Gus, they're not going to risk it with Williams anymore. He's had a lower leg contusion on that left leg. Also, while he's been sitting on the training bench, he started to feel a little bit nauseous. So if they're going to put a run together here and tie this up, they're going to have to do it without that #1 running back.
All right, he suffered a significant knee injury versus Middle Tennessee State in 2014. He missed the final 5 games of that season. First down and 10 at the 36. 2:15 to go. Hill handles the snap, steps up in the pocket, throws on the move, caught, and he gets out of bounds at the 45. Treneman with a 19-yard reception.
He got surprised by the snap. It's going to come up. He kind of takes his eyes off, and all of a sudden the ball hits him right in the chest. He recovers. The pocket collapsed around Taysom Hill, and he was able to step up and get the completion. I always felt like I wasn't really in the 2-minute situation until we got our first down. He runs for a first down, and now a big completion crosses the 50.
Taysom Hill 0-2 in this rivalry game against Utah. 1st and 10 at the 46. Hill fires over the middle and broken up. Well defended by Cody Barton as he lays out and redirects the football.
Boy, that one was awfully close to being picked off. Excellent play from Barton from his linebacker spot, got all the way down the middle of the field and gets his hands on the football close to an interception. So now an interception, and that was Marcus Williams who pulls up at the end. Doesn't draw a flag.
Remember, BYU trailed with 1 minute and change last week against Arizona. Went on a drive and eventually won on a game-winning field goal. Hill, sideline, caught. And they'll get out of bounds. Nick Kurtz stops the clock at 1:47. 5 of the last 6 games in this series decided by 7 points or fewer. The BYU driving now with the ball at the Utah 39. The building shaking. Hill underneath and caught at the 35. Nicely done by Mitchell Juergens, first down.
And Hobbs, Booby Hobbs, the return man who's playing secondary right now for Utah, he went after this and took a chance in man coverage and tried to get in front of that and deflect the ball away, but it just sneaks past him for the completion. And this BYU offense, boy, they've been so good now in back-to-back weeks in this 2-minute situation.
Lavalu Patutau, the receiver at the bottom of your screen. He's crafty. First down and 10 at the 36. Hill looking that way and incomplete. That one thrown long. Lavalu Patutau, the intended receiver. Quarter covering.
These situations for a quarterback, there's so much pressure, but you have to understand what the objective of the defense is. They're so scared to get beat deep that you're always going to have underneath routes that are open and completable balls for first downs.
2nd and 10 at the 36. Taysom Hill steps up with a lane. Hill. And he goes down inside the 30 with 1:05 remaining. And a timeout called by BYU. Cougars with 1 timeout remaining, down 20-13. With the ball at the Utah 28-yard line, faced with a 3rd and 2. A lot of nervous fans here at Rice-Eccles Stadium.
These situations have been dominated by Taysom Hill running the ball, scrambling for first downs on 3rd down situations.
BYU with 1 timeout left. 1:05 to go. Algie Brown in the backfield. Kurtz in motion. Taysom Hill underneath. Kurtz. And he's tracked down inside the 20. A 9-yard gain. 1st and 10 at the 19.
I love the composure from Taysom Hill. He got the all-out blitz. Utah sent the house, and he just calmly backpedaled and dumped the ball over for a completion and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Hill to the sideline. Nice catch and out of bounds. Putitau rather, with a great catch to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
The timing of the play was perfect from Hill on the throw, and Laulu Putitau creates separation, and that's what will get a quarterback to trust you faster than any other attribute. Do you win and do you catch the ball? Laulu Putitau does it perfectly on the last play.
The numbers for Hill. 2nd and 5 at the 14, 11th play of the drive. Here's Hill again. Scrambling. Throws to the sideline. And it's Juergens who dives forward. Picks up the first down inside the Utah 5.
An amazing run by Taysom Hill to get himself free in order to throw the ball. The linebacker, Tautioli, has to stop because Hill's going to run, and that's when he throws it all the way to his left. That's an amazing run, great arm strength, the heart of a competitor right there.
BYU with 1 timeout left. 1st and goal at the Utah 2. BYU down 20-13. Here's Hill in the end zone and incomplete. Colby Pearson, the intended receiver.
Brian Allen in coverage, number 14 for Utah, and he was playing very physical in the back of the end zone. Senior, 6'3", 205, and now in this man-to-man defense, the pressure is on the corners for Utah.
25 seconds left. 2nd and goal at the 7 for BYU. Taysom Hill rolling, looking, he's got a lane. Touchdown, Cougars. On the road. Do they go for 2?
If I know Kalani Sitake well enough, he's absolutely going for 2 here.
His quarterback walks to the sideline. The offense still on the field. Down 20-19. Taysom Hill and the BYU offense back on the field. Kalani Sitake going for it. Hill has been great with his legs. Colby Pearson coming into the game. 2-point attempt for the Cougars to take the lead. Hill, draw play, on his feet, and he won't get there. Hunter Demick.
They sent the pressure off the edge along with all the other defensive linemen. They were trying to run the quarterback draw, but because of the blitz, it's not going to work. He's a free rusher. There's no one to block number 30, Cody Barton, who holds Hill up, and then his friends arrive to make the stop, and the BYU fans are sick.
BYU out of timeouts.
So the play call you could talk about, but I love the aggressiveness from Kalani Sitake. And when we met with him, that's exactly what he wanted to infuse in his kids. He believes in them, he trusts them, he wants them to have fun. But credit to the Utah defense. How many times have they shown up in big situations tonight?
Oldroyd will attempt this onside kick as they load up the far side. Now they kick it near side. Flag on the play. Thompson with the recovery.
It'll be offsides on BYU.
Offsides. Kicking team number 13. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
A hair offside.
It wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Francis Bernard. Victory formation for the Utes. BYU out of timeouts. And that'll do it. 20-19. Utah prevails. Coach Satake, Coach Whittingham, great friends. Coach Satake saying, I love Kyle Whittingham, the man, not just the coach. And I'm sure they'll talk about it during the offseason when they're on the golf course.
What a game. Whew.
All right, let's go downstairs to Shannon with Coach Whitt.
Coach Whittingham, the crossover between these two teams is incredible, as you can see. Just the respect between coaches, everyone giving each other hugs. You know, between the ups and downs that you had offensively, every single time your defense got on the field, they brought it. What do you have to say about the relentlessness that you saw from that group?
Great effort by our defense all night long. Opened the game with a pick 6, which was huge. Offense had trouble getting into a rhythm, but that last drive, we ground the clock down and allowed us to kick that field goal. And so it was a team effort. It's a total team effort. How
close in that last drive that you just mentioned, how close to the physicality that you want to see from them were they?
That's exactly what we wanted. That's us. That's who the University of Utah is. We're a physical group, and we believe in smash mouth football, and that's what we got in that drive.
What kind of career moment was this for you to see Satake across the field from you?
It was great. He's going to win a lot of ball games over there. He's a heck of a coach. Had these guys ready, and probably, you know, to win a football game, turning it over 6 times, that doesn't happen very often. So proud of our guys, but I'm not so sure we deserve that with those turnovers.
You got bragging rights for a year, Coach. Congratulations.
Bragging rights. Nice leather pants.
Thanks so much. I appreciate
it. All right, that game-defining drive, 19 plays, 78 yards. Utah eating up 11 minutes and 21 seconds. Final score, 20-19. Utah over BYU. We'll return with more from Salt Lake City after these messages.